Hey there, guys! Welcome to my blind playthrough of the Tormented Souls demo. So, I heard about this game a couple of times from Carcinogen SDA, and I've also seen some titles of the videos pertaining to Tormented Souls, and I've seen some brief gameplay. It looks so outdated for a 2021 game. Just the way the animations look, just the kind of concepts that it favors, it looks so bad. And I know that bad quality in the animations and the like is going to reflect poorly in the gameplay, and just the way it looked so pathetic. And I am planning on downloading the full version of Tormented Souls and doing a worse through, as I'm going to call it. It's basically a blind playthrough where I just shit on the game. Or maybe it'll be better, who knows. But yeah, I'm doing this demo first before actually downloading the game, just to sort of serve as a baseline for my expectations with this game. And I know my expectations are going to be low with this game, because this game reminds me of Daymare 1998, I think it's called. It was a game that was trying to recapture the classic feeling of survival horror by introducing a lot of outdated mechanics and just really clunky designs, and it still favored the over-the-shoulder perspective, and god, that game looks so bad. Even the animations looked shit. And I think for my blind playthrough, I might also invite one of my friends to participate, because I played Daymare 1998 with a friend, and we both just shit on the game like crazy. It was a great time, but we didn't even finish the game because, you know, why would I waste time with that? But hey, I'll waste time with this. You know, I have some time off from work, so I'll do it. This game looks like a PC game, it feels like. Oh, I just skipped the cutscene.
I never receive letters.
Okay. I don't know if I'm going to care much about the story in this game. That voice acting just then. How many people designed this game, I wonder? Because isn't this like a fan-based game that somehow became a fan favorite on PlayStation?
Those little girls. I can't sleep. And when I am able to fall asleep, it's only to dream horrible nightmares.
Why are the subtitles off?
I need to know what's going on. What's the meaning of all of this? I'm going to the Wildburger Hospital in hopes of finding some answers about this strange photo. I need to know what's going on.
Now, what is this, Resident Evil Dead Aim? Where the dialogue is not the same as the subtitles? Was this translated poorly from Japanese? That must be it. Because I think Resident Evil Dead Aim went through a similar process, which is why the subtitles weren't in sync with the actual audio. So I'm going to skip this, because there is some nudity in the scene. Okay. So you use the analog stick to move. You can also use the D-pad. Only seems to be... Okay, you have to hold square to run, so it's like Resident Evil 1 Remake. So this game has a tank control system and an alternate control system, just like the classic survival horror. And the thing is, on the PlayStation Store page, it said it was a return to classic survival horror, and from what I've already showcased for Resident Evil 1 Remake, that game plays more like a cheap action game than an actual survival horror game, and just the fixed camera angles, and just the outdated game design, and the crappy enemy designs, and just the level of problems associated with the characters, and their differences between each other. Just the kind of dumb concepts Resident Evil 1 Remake embraced really brought it down in quality. Respirators and oscilloscopes. How is that connected to the respirator? So how do I, look at key items? It's triangle, okay. What do you bet this is gonna be a supernatural game, just like Silent Hill? That's what I'm feeling right now. Wait, what the heck? It's weird, like, you know how, in Resident Evil 1 Remastered and Resident Evil 0 Remastered, whenever using the alternate controls, the camera, because it shifted, it kind of affected it? I felt it just then. So it looks like this game has the exact same problem that Resident Evil 1 Remake has. And also with, Resident Evil 0 Remastered. An old pocket watch. That detection is not very good. I was mashing X like crazy. Time stood still when my two angels fell from heaven. Okay. So I need to open that somehow. I need a code. The doorknob is missing. Maybe there was something on the pendant? Or the pocket watch? It's a latch on the crown. Okay. I said it had that little detail. An old photograph of two young twins, and we have this. I'm trying to rotate it, but... Okay. So... 1235? I think that's the code. Let's see. There we go. Combination padlock. And we have that. The jaw size is adjustable, so that should help in opening the door, just like in Resident Evil 3. Like, remember in Resident Evil 3 when you had to use a wrench to open a door that you tried to use like a crank on, but the crank broke? It's just like that. I don't know why do I have to pick it and then just go over here? Why can't I just do it automatically? It can be modified. What am I supposed to do? Just examine it and... Okay. I'm surprised it doesn't do that for me. That's too big. There we go. Oh no, I can just examine it from here. Okay, that's nice that they have that feature at least. East Wing Corridor. I probably need to get used to using the tank controls, because I know the fixed camera angles are going to be a problem. An old gas lighter. Can I light it? Doesn't seem like it. Resources. Equip. Okay, so it's just like Code Veronica, where you could use the lighter as Claire in order to illuminate certain surroundings. Lactancy benefits. Alright, the waiting room. A clip of nails can be used with the nailer. So I think this game has a nail gun as the base weapon, rather than a handgun, which is cool. Oh, looks like it's referring to those kids again. A vending machine, it's out of order. I said it at least gives you prompts to know when you can actually interact with them, and it looks like can I turn that? Oh, I don't have it anymore, so I can't use it. Is this a save room? The music changed. Left side of a plastic heart. Yeah, this is a typewriter or a cassette player. So yeah, this game has limited saves, obviously. That can be used to record information. So that's for saving. It's covered in blood. I don't dare lift a sheet. Okay. A vial of morphine treats minor injuries. Okay, so that's the healing item. Is there an item box in this game? If there's limited inventory? Old files, nothing interesting. Hmm. Can I drop stuff? I can heal right now. Oh, it uses it while I'm fine. That's stupid. Oh, whatever. Okay. So we have the left side of a plastic heart. She moves very slowly. Looks kind of silly. It appears to open electronically. Oh, this game has a quick turn! That's nice. But that does not look like a very good quick turn. I mean, it's fast, but there's just a bit of delay. If it kept the momentum, like, there's just a slight delay before you're allowed to move, when there really shouldn't be. It's nice to see that this game at least adopted that feature from Resident Evil 3. Because Resident Evil 3 was the first Resident Evil game to have a quick turn feature compared to the other Resident Evil games. And that was mainly because you were doing it faster enemies. Another electronic lock. There's all these junction boxes everywhere. What's this? So we have a pentagon and a soldier. Maria Wildeberg's diary. The handle won't budge. There are symbols above the keyhole. A map of this area. I can't take it with me? That's stupid. Why can't I take it with me? Come on, that's not what a normal survivor would do. Just take it with you, or at least make your own map of some sort. Can I? No, it doesn't have that feature from Resident Evil 1 Remake where you can just stair skate. Cup of nails. Combination key. It's missing a dial. So that's for that. A patient report. The patient has cardiac insufficiency and requires an immediate transplant. Okay. Wow, they let you explore a lot. It's been mutilated. Oh, she's... I don't know why she's not responding. She's just doing text. I'm too used to using the right analog stick to do the quick turn. I wish this game had that, if it's given that it's a fixed camera-based game. Gives you something to use the right analog stick for. Oh wow. Who's that guy? Let's see what his attacks are like. I know they're gonna be shit. Okay. That's a very fast attack. And look at that, I can't even turn the camera around to actually see. This guy has some pretty fast attacks. You gotta run away at the right moment. Wow, that tracking! I'm in caution right now. So it's nice to see he only has one attack.
My child, you are...
A person in a wheelchair with...
Oh, it's you. Don't you remember me?
What? I'm sorry. I don't remember you. I certainly don't remember coming here before.
What's with the dialogue being so slow?
I see. Perhaps I'm mistaken. I'm old and get confused every now and again.
What is going on here, Father? Where is everybody?
The patients and the hospital personnel have been transferred to the new hospital.
Why are all the lights off?
I feel the same.
Is...
The old generator has been... Go to the end of the hall and through the door that...
I see.
Wait. Take this with you. It's...
Thank you, Father.
My child.
Oh, nice. So where... Oh, there it is. So let's see what's around here. Not plugged in. You said there was a generator at the end of the hall, but let's see here. So L2... Oh, it's L2 to aim. And then... Is that to reload? Oh, there's a backstep? Okay. I'm guessing you reload by combining the ammunition in your inventory. A well-worn crowbar. Is that a weapon? Alright, it's a weapon. Alright, it has the same backstep as well. You can also use X to attack while you're aiming. What are the controls like in this game, I wonder? Oh, hello? Can I... There we go. Controller type... There's only 2 controls. I can't change it back. What's happening? How come I can't change it back? I can't access the options anymore. I'm pressing X and nothing's happening. Oh, God. Oh, it's because of the... That's stupid. Why did it apply the controller change now? That's so stupid. It should only apply the controller change when you exit the pause menu. What's that about? That is dumb. Okay, so circle is to reload. X is to interact and shoot. Tank controls, directional controls. R3 is lantern.
I came here looking for anything. That's... Thank you.
More nail gun ammo over here. Here comes this guy again. Oh my god, he recovers very fast. He's blocking my way. God dang it. Alright, so let's run away from this guy again. Alright. I'm gonna get the crowbar again, and we'll be on our way. I didn't pick up any of the stuff I picked up previously. Alright, so... If this game is anything like a return to classic survival horror, then you don't even have to worry about the guns or anything like that. Unless it's like Silent Hill, in which case I have to worry about all the weapons. Or like Resident Evil 0. But I don't feel it, really. Oh wow. That was a hard stun. Why was that a hard stun just then? Oh my god, it's so delayed. The movement is so delayed at times. It's not even funny. See that? He didn't get knocked down just then. I couldn't... Oh my god. Oh, it's because of the auto-aim, I forgot. This game has the auto-aim. It's quite hard to see where you're going. without the lighter. I pressed left just then, and it went right. This game has some really weird interpretations of your inputs. Wow, why does it default me to looking at him?
Why are
Really wish there was a quick skip feature.
Thank.
Alright. Let's grab the crowbar. This game has a lot of input delay on your D-pad inputs. That is frustrating. Can I actually, rather than backing up, just hit him with the crowbar? Let's see. Wow! Hyper armor bullshit! That's so retarded! And why did I get that knockdown previously? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, the movement on this game is just so delayed. Trying to run away from certain attacks. The game really wants you to use this feature. See, like, it makes no sense. I can't see anything. Wow, I'm having so much fun right now. What a joke. I can't believe they're favoring this inconsistent design right here. You get a hard stun randomly out of nowhere. Why not just make it where the stun doesn't exist?
Me.
Maybe then you won't give me delusions of grandeur. What a waste. I don't understand why developers try to do these kind of designs where they put in these very rare mechanics or mechanics that are triggered via arbitrary percentages. Like with Resident Evil 2 Remake, with the tripping mechanic. Like, zombies could actually fall over bodies whenever they walked over them, but it was like a 1% chance of it happening, and it didn't serve any purpose, and by then, you went through the full entire game without ever seeing that mechanic. So why would you put it in? Why would you put in such a mechanic that no one is going to see, like, 1% of the time? You could easily remove that and just put in a completely different mechanic, or at least make room for other aspects of the game that you could improve upon. But no, you waste data putting in a useless mechanic like that. Why? Just why do you do that? I don't see what it adds to the survival horror experience. And so far, like, the game is really living up to my low expectations right now. And this lack of a checkpoint is really annoying right now. I don't even know how long this demo is. There's going to be a lot of editing that needs to be done if I'm going to be trimming out all these downtime moments. Oh hey, look, appreciate the fixed camera angles. Appreciate all these clever fixed camera angles. For the umpteenth time when I die. Ugh. At least there aren't any stupid loading doors. Gotta give the game credit for that at least. Those loading doors from the older Resident Evil games were just obnoxious. Added nothing to the experience, and at times they were just incongruous with what was happening in the game. Still went through loading doors, just opened doors very slowly even when a self-destruct counter was playing. Why? That makes no sense. Oh, this is annoying. So I'm just gonna run past this guy. I'm not running past him because, oh, I'm so scared of him. I'm running past him because he's poorly designed. Oh, there's something over here. I did not see this last time. I guess I can use my crowbar on this. Maintenance crew logbook. The pressure of the gas must be exact for it to ignite. The correct pressure is written on the control panel. Okay. Oh, now it lets me take the map, rather than last time. So, 10? Okay. A small valve. It appears to have fallen off something. So where does this small valve go? Door unlocked. Okay, so it goes back over here. So it must go back right over here. Yeah, it looks like it. No. Oh, no, I can just open that. Alright. It goes here. That's where it goes. Wait a bit under the mayo when he looks at this game, he's going to be like, oh, that's so bad! You put a key item in the same room and then you bring it back over here. Because he made that kind of comment before with the, you know that, when you do Cassandra's boss fight in Resident Evil Village and you pick up that, that skeleton? He mocked that, pretty much. And I bet he's gonna mock the same thing over here, or rather not, because, you know, he's incredibly nostalgic, and he's just gonna completely ignore it because he's too much of a stickler for old survival horror, which is just outdated survival horror. So I definitely need that. Or just do that. Okay, that was simple. What does that say right there? Oh, that's just a unit. I thought that was a number. What? Why doesn't it work? It says 10. It says the correct one is written on the panel. So did I do something wrong? Oh, maybe that's why? When I press start, it goes backwards a bit, so maybe I have to get it slightly higher than 10? Is that why? That's too much. 1 second. How much does it go backwards by? Oh no, there we go. That was correct. At least the generator's back on. Radioactive suits. Okay. What happened to the screen just... What's happening to the screen? It has that weird video effect going for it. The screen kind of slices a bit.
You may find what you...
How can I find...
It's on the second floor of the East Wing. Take the stairs in the main hall. Oh, you'll need to unlock the door in the waiting room.
Thank you.
Unlock the door in the waiting room. Okay. So which way is the waiting room? I have the map in my inventory, right? So let's see. Files, map, waiting room, waiting room. Okay. So I see what the whole point of those static maps are. It's to show you exactly where you are, in case you're confused. But I think because the generator's back on, I should be able to access some of the electric locks. Wonder why they would design a hospital like this. Oh, there's a map right there the whole time. So, I'm right here. The waiting room is back this way. A lot of people are going to be praising the map design and the fixed camera angles, but again, it's all based on a first playthrough. You don't judge games based on your first playthrough. Like, the designs are cool your first time, but they shouldn't be factored into your overall judgment of a game. They don't serve any objective purpose. That's all subjective. It's not like they contribute that much to the overall game design or with the quality of the bosses. Huh, we have new enemies. But I'm going to reset them, because I bet there's a way to run past them. Oh no, they changed position. Okay, this might be a little tricky. Is there a way to maybe get into the waiting room and influence their pathing? That's where I was originally. I know these enemies are gonna be bullshit. Because, I mean, this game was designed by not-so AAA developers. Oh, they changed their position every single time! So it's like Resident Evil 0. And it looks like there is some stealth involved. No flinch! Why? That is retarded. It's a freaking crowbar. Why does it not flinch then? This is not Silent Hill 1. Or maybe it is. Maybe this is Silent Hill 1 in disguise. Silent Hill 1 has some pretty outdated mechanics as well. That guy's not attacking me for whatever reason. God, this game is dumb! If I die again... whatever. Will it matter if I die? I'll be glad to actually hate this game even more when I die and go through this stupid run back again. Oh, what the hell? Oh, that is dumb. So they just stay exactly where they are. So if they're close to the door, there's nothing you can do. That is dumb. That is really dumb. So this means I'm gonna have to restart. I'll die either way, so whatever. That is so stupid. Why would they design it like that? Oh wait, because it's not designed by an adult, it's designed by a freaking teenager. This game's probably gonna get like 8s and 9s, because that's how diluted the whole entire survival horror fan base is. How is this scary? Like, just the way the enemies react to your hits, just the way, like, the animations look, and just the input delays involved, and with the clunkiness involved with judging how far you are from an enemy. It looks stupid. It feels stupid to play right now. And then you're gonna make it where the enemies can just, like, stack in a particular spot if you leave a room. So they can just, like, spawn attack you the moment you re-enter a room. That is annoying. At least Resident Evil 1 Remake feels better than this game, balance-wise, which is to say there isn't any balance in Resident Evil 1 Remake because what enemies are you dealing with in Resident Evil 1 Remake? That's all I'll say about that. Like, if you just saw my recent video that I uploaded of me doing Chris's campaign, knife only, with defense items, no damage, no alternate controls. Ran past most of the enemies on that game. I barely had the opportunity to deal with any of them, and I just had to use staircases to my advantage in case the enemies were proving to be a nuisance. So pretty much the enemies just feel more like obstacles in Resident Evil 1 Remake, more so than actual enemies, which is why I always say, what enemies? And it looks like it's gonna be the same case here with this game, only the enemies are a lot more bullshit. Yeah, when they can't even bother putting in additional animations to really showcase the visceral nature of your attacks, because one of the most important tenets of survival horror is the grisly nature to your hits and to the enemy's hits. Like, it really helps you understand that you are in this environment, you're not in a game. But when I'm seeing shit like that, I know I'm in a game, and I'm not in a survival horror environment, so therefore, you've lost me already. You've lost my immersion into this. I already lost immersion into this game the moment I started playing. And I'm just doing this stupid run back every single time. Oh man, mash X, mash X. Wow, why is there no like you know in Yakuza, Kiwami, how you can hold R1 and just hold X? I mean, it's still dumb that you can't just skip the conversation entirely. It just speeds through it all. But at least it's better than having to mash X like crazy. Alright, and I already know exactly what to do. That's at least the one good thing about this run back. This run back will at least allow me to learn the game better. If there is anything to learn. God, the quick turn is so delayed at times. This is why I much prefer using the right analog stick for a quick turn. Like, it wasn't so much of an issue in, like, Resident Evil 1 original... Actually, no, in Resident Evil 3 original, rather. Because, you know, the quick turn actually came out very fast, it felt like. Whereas in Resident Evil 1 Remake and Resident Evil 2 Remake, at times, the quick turn was a little slow to come out. And also, you get into those situations where you accidentally press back on the D-pad, and then you press square, and then you accidentally quick turned. In Resident Evil 1 Remake and Resident Evil 0 Remastered. But that was with the circle button rather than the square button. But it could be quite a nuisance. There we go, that did it. At least this puzzle makes sense. At least this is a logical puzzle. Because, I mean, we are trying to activate a generator. I wonder if this game will have any bosses. I doubt it. Doesn't feel like the kind of game to have actual bosses. I remember how in Resident Evil 1 Remake, where the first two bosses were literally reused enemies. First boss was literally a Cerberus. Yet you already, like, encountered dogs previously. Then the next boss was the Elder Crimson Head, but you could already encounter a Crimson Head beforehand. So it's just such a waste. Like, when you set the tone like that with your first couple of bosses, that really says a lot about the overall quality of the game. I have to have a weapon out in order to backstep. That's dumb. Oh my god, that is... Hang on a second, if I go back here... Where is he gonna be now? He's right... Wow! Okay, so that definitely confirms my suspicions that the enemies... They aren't randomized, they stay in their initial... Look at the screen right now. Why is it doing that? What is that supposed to mean? Well, it seems like the enemies don't randomize. They're frozen in their state, and then that's what causes you to get caught by them whenever you re-enter a room. I'm not gonna waste time with the nail gun. Why waste time in a game where it's gonna most likely be designed around melee weapons? This guy's in that wheelchair, and she's struggling this much against him. And he's all slow, this and that, when he's recovering, but he just has the ability to actively turn. And it's not that he's the one doing the turning, it's the game doing the turning for him, so it just looks stupid. Oh, what is this? I didn't go up here before. Judith beheading Holofernes, painted by Caravaggio in 1602. Is that a real painting, or is that a made-up painting? It depicts Judith beheading the Syrian general Holofernes in his tent after charming him. The recreation of Caravaggio's work is outstanding. It almost looks like the original. So they said a general just then. And there is a general on this drawing over here. Can I break these vases? Let's see. Of course I can't. Because, you know, it's classic survival horror. Why have any kind of immersive aspect, like being able to break objects and finding like ammunition inside or healing items inside? Or not healing items. Why waste time with healing items? You're not gonna learn the game if you're so reliant upon healing items. Oh man, this rumback. This rumback is a pain in the ass, and I should probably open that up. I ran past this door last time. The maternity ward. Oh, what? Do you see this right here? This is me holding the left on the D-pad. I'd only be getting this kind of action if I was holding up on the D-pad and holding left on the D-pad at the same time. But this same problem from Resident Evil 1 Remake is also here. I mean, it's just with these kind of tank control based games that are so reliant upon the D-pad, you get these kind of moments where you're trying to turn and then you accidentally move forward, because if you push the top part of left on the D-pad or right on the D-pad, you cause your character to move forward, and they're doing this. That's annoying, so that's going to be a big issue if I ever come across it. Let's see here. The nurses told me that a lamp was malfunctioning in the maternity ward. When I turned on the lights, I could see that one of the bulbs in the wall was indeed flickering. As I was getting ready to change it, the man came out of nowhere and grabbed me by the shoulders. Huh. Okay. There's some nail gun ammo over there. Full of various medicines. Hey, why don't you use them on yourself? The right side. Oh, the right side of the plastic heart. That reminds me, I need to get that plastic heart back when I get the chance. The left side. There's a stable reading on the vital signs monitor. Her chest was left open in the middle of a procedure. The heart is missing. I think I need to combine it before doing it, or can I just put it in right now? It doesn't fit. Okay. So I have to combine it. I gotta remember where I found that. I think it was back in the safe room. The water switched off. Well, well, a secret passage. Oh, cliches, left and right. I have to watch this every single time I do this. Why would you ever want to close it? Is it because something might follow you out of there? That seems interesting. Well, let's head back to the safe room and get that other plastic heart. I just gotta remember where it was. It was right... Oh! An enemy. Oh, wow! That projectile turned in midair, didn't it? I think it did. Wow, look at that bullshit with the projectile. And there's nothing here. Wow, they can't even make the danger state animation look genuine. Wow. Does that really look like someone's in a danger state? Like the way she's walking right now? This guy's gonna be right outside the door. Yeah, he is. That is such bullshit! Look at that! That is crap. Why can they do that? They get a free hit on you if they decide to do that. Why not just make that their only attack? Why do they need to, like, walk and strafe all anyway? Why do they need to do melee attacks? They can just do that one move, and it'll hit me every single time.
A letter for me.
That is crap. That is so crap. That's gamey design right there. That just shows you're in a game environment, not a real survival horror environment. Oh, that's so stupid. Absolutely brain dead. Oh, this run back. This is really obnoxious run back. I don't know why I get this diary. There's no point. But why would they put an enemy there? It almost indicates that there's something important where he was, and they don't want you to get it so easily. So I was just looking back at my previous videos, and I noticed the game was incredibly loud, and I was kind of silent. So I'll need to reduce that. Okay, that should do it. I don't know why I'm so soft in the video. And I don't know why the game is so loud that it's doing that, and wow, that sound just then, that was a little loud. Yeah, that right there, alternate controls had screwed me a bit with that fixed camera, which is why, like I said before, I need to get used to using the tank controls to actually navigate the environment. Wow, that might have been intimidating the first time. Nah, but it's not intimidating now with how much I'm having to see that stupid cutscene every time. Why are the cutscenes loud? It's like a Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village. You know how when you turn off every single audio, the game still plays the inventory sounds whenever you open them, and I don't know why it does that with those games. But it's triggering a very similar effect right here, where the inventory is kind of loud, as well as with the cutscenes, even though I've already set the audio to be very low. Man, could you at least show a little bit more exertion of effort when you're sprinting, please? such a dumb-looking animation. It's not even like a sprint, it's just a brisk walk. Ethan Winters is way faster than her. And then, like, the other Resident Evil characters are faster than her in their games. Albeit, the tank control system with the older Resident Evil characters really made them feel inferior to Ethan Winters. Ethan Winters is the fastest protagonist ever in the entire Resident Evil series. For his first time fighting BOWs, Ethan Winters is exceptional in his ability to fight BOWs compared to the older Resident Evil characters despite their military training. Oh my god. They've really got a normal character right with Ethan Winters, but this is not how a normal character is with this stupid game. I wonder why it's telling me to stop it. I'm guessing there's like some trap, maybe, that's tailored to the generator, and it needs to be off. How can he even go down those staircases or even go up staircases on his wheelchair? What's happening to her animation right now? What the hell? What was going on with her? Wow. They did not bother ironing out those little niggles in the animation systems, did they? Should have been delayed. Well, that's the thing, though. Games actually, developers have a lot more financial consequences when they delay a game. I learned about this. I talked about this with my parents. And they said that delaying a game actually presents a lot more financial consequences than releasing a broken game, which is why there's just this trend of games releasing in a broken state. There's people within like these game development companies that have to, like bet on the stock market, this and that. And, they have those shareholders betting that the game will actually release on its corresponding release date. And if it doesn't release on its corresponding release date, then, they lose a bit of their trust with their shareholders. And, like the trust of the shareholders is more important than the trust of the customers, apparently, which is very bad. I mean, from a business standpoint, I can totally understand, but it's just unethically bad. And, releasing a broken product in place of an actual good game that's actually ironed out properly, that is such a irony right there. I guess that perfectly summarizes human beings as a whole. We've designed this whole system where it's hard to really do anything right, because when we try to do something right, it causes us problems, because that's the way we set it up, with the way our money works, with the way our finances work, this and that. But I'm sure this developer is completely satisfied with what they've done so far with this Tormented Souls game. Before I, oh shoot, they're moving already. Before I do this, let me make a save, so I don't have to do that run back every time. But I don't remember. Why is he moving already? Maybe when I have my lighter equipped, the enemies are more aware of me. That was a mistake. I did not mean to press that button. Wow, did that even touch me just then? That was some phantom range bullshit right there. No point in making a save now, because I'll have to deal with those enemies every single time. Combine. There's the plastic heart. Wow, see that bullshit? And look at that, he's tracking the whole time. That is so unfair. Just do that move every single time. Why bother walking? Look, why is he walking? Just do that move every single time. Look, he's gonna hit me. And no, he didn't hit me that time. Lucky me. But if I was in like a completely linear corridor with nowhere else to run, I was done for. Nothing I could do. What a load of shit. I can't believe that is a thing in this game. And you want to call this a return to classic survival horror? Well, I can't remember any classic survival horror game ever doing anything stupid like that. And Resident Evil 0 did that as well, but you could at least go back through the door quickly before the enemies had the drop on you. Aside from Leech Hunter, of course, because there was one specific door in Leech Hunter where the moment you went through it, you immediately got bit. And that was when you were trying to kill all the enemies in Leech Hunter. Which I can't understand why outdated Capcom decided to do that with that game. I still don't know what to call the team that directed Resident Evil Revelations, because, I mean, they are the same team that made Resident Evil 7, which is a masterpiece of a game, and that's old Capcom right there, but Resident Evil Revelations, it's like a different version of old Capcom that's inferior, but it's not new Capcom or outdated Capcom. I'm still undecided as to what to call that team. Does this game have, the same feature that Resident Evil 1 Remake has? Where there's, like green rooms and red rooms indicate there's still stuff you're searching for? I don't think so. So, like, right now, I'm in the, dentist's office, correct? I keep pressing the wrong thing. I don't know why the map's not in a specific tab. Why is it in the inventory? And this is the wrong floor. I don't have the map for this specific floor right now. X-ray images. Wait, it says something there. Help. Okay. Anything else in here? Oh, there's a document. Was this game developed by a Japanese developer, or was it developed by an American developer? Okay, whatever. Like, I really care right now. They don't appear to be in good condition. Look at that bullshit! Look at this! That's so trash! That is so fucking trash! I have. Okay. The little room. Oh, there's a tape here. Let me get my lighter out, because I can't see. Okay. Oh! Okay. I'll just use this. Okay, why does it unequip it? That's dumb. Well, of course, supernatural. Just a completely unoriginal idea. Come on, be as original as the Evil Within. At least give a scientific basis for supposedly supernatural events. And actually make the gameplay fucking interesting. Evil Within's an actual real survival horror game compared to this piece of shit. And how long is this demo as well? Vial of morphine. Okay, I'll use that. Ah, it's more of these guys. He's having a lot of trouble actually attacking me right now. Huh. So if I'm actively moving, he doesn't seem to hit me very well. Let's see how useless the nail gun is. Watch how crap it's going to be. Yep, as I thought. Oh man, I'm supposed to be scared of this game? Are you fucking serious? Oh god. This is just the demo, by the way. But I think this is actually the final game. They actually took a portion of the final game and put it into this demo. Just like the Resident Evil Village. They didn't even give a proper justification as to why this enemy has as much health as it does. Like, you know those little kids that you encountered in Silent Hill when you were in the elementary school? How is it that they could take as much punishment as they could, and they could somehow resist flinches from the crowbar? Or like any other high-powered weapon? Do you have any idea how incongruous that is with the very nature of a high-powered weapon? And they're just a bunch of dumb little kids. Like, when you have to resort to such cheap artificial handicaps like that make no fucking sense, that just shows you have no faith in your enemies, and right now I'm not feeling any, like, faith in their enemies at all. They're just forcing you to be so reliant upon dumb stuff if you want to get past the enemies. Oh, guess what, guys? More rumbacks. This is the most enjoyable part of a survival horror game, correct? Is it? Going to the same environments? Oh man, just looking at the same dumb camera angles, the same stupid enemies. This is exactly what classic survival horror is, just bare bones designs, bare bone enemy designs, and just goes to show that people want to settle for less when it comes to enemy designs. To somehow give the illusion of horror when it just turns the game into a stupid mess. Why else do you think I've been laughing at this stupid game? Because it's just so, like, silly in its presentation. It's hard to take this game seriously. I bet someone's gonna say, oh, you do more in this game than in Resident Evil 7. Fucking retards. I've been barely doing anything so far in this introduction. At least the introduction to Resident Evil 7 I can totally understand. It's a first time experience and then you create a save after it and the game doesn't penalize you for saving. You get lots of, like, cassette tapes afterwards and then you actually get a more fleshed out experience. At least the introduction served a purpose in Resident Evil 7. This is not really doing much right now. People have no idea what doing a thing means. That's why people say that Resident Evil 7 is an empty game, but this game feels empty right now. So does Resident Evil 1 Remake and Resident Evil 2 Remake. The good news is I can use the railing to my advantage. Like, the fact that they placed that railing there for this first guy, it must mean that I keep going the wrong way over and over again. It must mean that the game is designed for melee weapons only. And, like, you have to get everything done on the very first instance, otherwise the enemies are going to spawn attack you the moment you get through a door. Oh shit. See, Phantom Range! Bullshit! Absolutely bullshit! He's not touching me with anything, he's just hitting me with Phantom Range. Because the developers of this game are just a bunch of teenagers. That's all they are. They don't know how to program hitboxes in this game, apparently. Oh man, I so need to bring a friend into this game when I do the full game. And really shit on it with him. Because we both really feel the same about games and these kind of shit developers. We're not afraid to express ourselves like this. Wow! Absolutely fucking bullshit! That's so dumb. The thing I don't understand is, realistically, if she were to peek from the door and see the enemy right there, she would not go through it, but she still goes through it. That's one of the dumbest parts right there. Goes to show how much of an idiot she is. If she's gonna go through a door when an enemy's sitting right there. What a mockery of classic survival horror. Or rather, this is classic survival horror. Classic survival horror in all its glory, which is why it's not a standard anymore with survival horror games. But no, people want to bring it back because people just cling on to the past. It's almost like how people want to say, oh, medieval times are the best, or the Renaissance era was the best, or you know, the 90s era was the best. Or like the older style of games were the best, yet they don't even know how to adapt to their games with the modern game design. They want to come up with these whole like statements of modern game design and old game design. Wow, awesome. Just shrug that off. Just run right past you. Or rather, hold on. Yeah, I have what I need. I need to get out of here. How much range does he get on that? That is so stupid. Like, if you could actually counter that, that'd be helpful, but you can't. I know this game's not gonna have that kind of feature. It's not gonna let you block it with the crowbar or something. What is he even firing at you, blood? You actually can't shield herself using the environment. Ethan Winters would have just crouched under that, but no, she can't even crouch under that. All she does is backstep. And it's funny because Silent Hill 1 had the backstep feature as well. If you press two buttons at the same time. I think that's how it worked. But the backstep was largely useless in Silent Hill 1. Nobody ever used it. Aside from, like, no damage people. Speedrunners never used this feature of the backstep in Silent Hill 1. What are you doing creeping around? I should put on a better display of danger right now when you're low on health. Let's once again see how useless the nail gun is. I was trying to, like, strafe or something, but you can't. See that? Bullshit! He just got hyper armor just then, and he's still alive. That's where he goes. Not too sure what the point of that is. Okay, now what? Another, dancing around in circles moment. Oh wait, let me guess. I go back up there, and somehow the person with the real heart missing is alive? Is that what I'm putting up with right now? Like, this is a mirror dimension, basically. That's what I'm thinking right here. That wasn't there before. Okay. Nothing happens. Her fist is tightly clenched from rigor mortis. I need to turn that on. Got it. A metal T-handle. It's missing a socket. Well, at least I know where this metal dial goes. Can I get past these enemies when I get the chance? Wow, they're gonna be using that screaming woman effect right there. We've heard that noise so many times in so many like old survival horror movies and the like. So Pentagon and then Soldier. Like I have... Hang on, let me look at this. Yeah, that is in a pentagon shape. A small metal dial, there are symbols around the edge. That heartbeat noise is really annoying. Alright, anything else? Anything else you want to tell me, game? Maybe I missed something back in the waiting room. But I'll need to kill these enemies. Because they're really proving to be a nuisance. Wow, look at that! Look at that. Couldn't even, had so much trouble prioritizing like the target I wanted. I wanted to get the guy on the left, but she prioritized the one on the right, and I don't think this game has any kind of target switching feature, like in Resident Evil 1 Remake. And guess what, guys? More unnecessary run back, because that's what survival horror is. Old school survival horror, like outdated survival horror. Have to watch all these cutscenes again and skip them. Enjoy the play. I can't believe there are people out there that are intimidated by these kind of games. How? Just explain that to me. How are people intimidated by these kind of games? Are they that oblivious to how stupid the game actually plays? To how stupid the enemies are? To how lazily designed a lot of the other aspects of the game are? How can they be that oblivious to everything like that? I've never understood why these kind of fixed camera-based games are scary. Because all I've ever seen with fixed camera-based games is outdated designs, broken designs, lackluster designs. Just like favoring aesthetic more so than actual functionality and creativity. And I bet because of the fixed camera angle, there's not going to be that many diverse sequences. There won't be any moments where you have to say, for instance, I don't know, defend yourself, or maybe use your nail gun in a way to actually shoot stuff in the environment. To either like serve as something useful for a puzzle or to affect the flow of gameplay, anything like that. This is precisely why the over-the-shoulder perspective is a lot more liberating. It gives the developers more creativity. It allows the player to actually get more out of the environment. You know, it allowed the enemies to set up those moments in Resident Evil 4 where they could ambush Leon. I mean, you're on their territory. It was their territory. It made so much sense for them to actually put in those kind of ambush moments. But you didn't get anything like that in Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, because of the fact that they favored the fixed camera-based perspective, rather than the over-the-shoulder perspective. Just the lack of opportunities involved with the gameplay due to the fixed camera perspective just limited the developers' creativity, and limited any possible way for the enemies to actually express themselves in a lot more intimidating ways. And this is what they're favoring for intimidation. This is what the highest level of intimidation is in this deluded developer's mind. Poorly controlled character who is so incapable of doing anything compared to Ethan Winters, enemies that have such lacking animations, and the animations just don't look like they were properly designed at all. There's weapons that are completely useless. Hyper armor for the enemies, phantom range for the enemies. This is difficulty right now. This is exactly what a game is. You see why I hate classic survival horror so much? Because they favor a lot of these designs that go against the very nature of a functional game. And then they favor such silly concepts that people for some reason find scary. It's like being scared of your own shadow. Look, my shadow's showing up right now. Oh, I'm suddenly a scared pussy right now. What a joke. What an absolute joke. And I love all these people that are like, oh, if I could see my own character in the game, I'll feel a lot more empathy for them. I'll feel a lot more of a connection. I don't feel any connection with this character right now. I felt a lot more connection with a pair of hands. Because Ethan Winters has the best hands ever out of every single survival horror game I've played. His hands are detailed. He does a lot of things that his hands properly express when it comes to emotion. And, you know, I feel very attached to Ethan Winters that way. And then with the other ways, like, they try to make me, like, feel attached to Ethan Winters with the way he plays and with his personality and just the fact that he's a magnet for trouble. That is enjoyable. That's really enjoyable. I can feel attached to anyone in the first-person game. Or even, like, in the third-person over-the-shoulder game or anything like this. But right now, I'm not seeing any personality with this character right now. I'm not seeing anything to really tether me to the narrative. Come on, is there some kind of target lock feature? Something? Oh, it's... R1 is tame as well. I didn't even know this. I was holding R1 instead of L2. Because it's kind of natural for me to hold R1 in fixed camera-based games. Wow, look at him just cancel his animation. Straight up hyper armor. I couldn't move for some reason. Oh, what the fuck is that? Why is she checking her gun when I'm firing it? You want to put me into an animation like that? Just like with Resident Evil 2 remakes. Oh, you break your knife and you're forced to check it every single time, yet you give me a health bar that indicates the knife's current health. So you give the enemies a free chance at hitting you because you can't move at all. He's still alive. Wow, again! Perfect tracking with that stupid range attack. And I'm dead. What on earth are they expecting you to do for that move? This game just feels like something that was designed within Dreams PS4. Someone from Dreams PS4 could design this game, and you would think this is supposed to be some kind of AAA game that's supposed to be on the PlayStation Store. But only if you're that deluded. But going back to what I was saying, I'm not feeling any connection with this character at all. I'm not, like, if it's not represented properly in the gameplay, a reason for me to actually care about this character, and right now her personality just isn't the best, and her voice acting is just very odd. And she speaks slowly, and she doesn't really, like, give off the best emotion. You expect me to be attached to a character like that? But it's like, people are automatically attached to a character where they can see, despite the fact that they may be a shit character. What do you bet that's the reason a lot of people hate Ethan Winters from Resident Evil 7? Because they can't see what he looks like, they don't feel any connection with him? Do these people not understand the basic psychology involved with actually feeling attached to your character? Like I said, I can feel attached to a pair of hands. Ethan Winters has the best hands ever. When he does his healing animations, when he reloads, when he actually expresses himself, when he just points at things, when he does anything involving his hands, and with the way his hands are detailed. There's more of an attachment with that than with any character that I'm seeing right now in this game. So I don't get these people at all. I don't know why they scoff at the whole idea of first-person perspective in Resident Evil. Yet, I mean, Resident Evil 4 marked the first time the series had ever changed, going from fixed camera to over-the-shoulder perspective. And the designs put in place for the older Resident Evil games actually felt accommodating for Resident Evil 4 because of the over-the-shoulder perspective. And Resident Evil 4 had a lot more going for it with its section designs. At least I could feel a lot more for Leon compared to how he was in Resident Evil 2. And I could definitely feel a lot more for Leon in Resident Evil 4 than his Resident Evil 2 remake counterpart. Because his Resident Evil 2 remake counterpart, it doesn't feel like Leon at all. He's so forgettable. Doesn't do anything interesting at all. He's just a goofball, and he doesn't really take his threats seriously. It's funny because under the Mayo, when he was talking about Resident Evil 3 Remake in his review, he kept saying that Jill just didn't take any threats seriously at all. And, you know, like the fact that she was calling Nemesis names, this and that. Yeah, he doesn't like Ethan. And Ethan actually takes the threats seriously. Like, you're not getting any kind of personality at all with the characters in the older Resident Evil games. Like, the characters in the older Resident Evil games are just flat and stale, and they don't do anything, they don't say anything at all in their gameplay. They speak less than Ethan does. And people want to keep saying that Ethan Winters talks less than the older Resident Evil characters in their games. At that point, that right there is just bias. They're trying to twist the facts in order to suit their theories. They're trying to gaslight you into thinking that Ethan Winters is a shit character when he isn't. Ethan Winters is miles better than this character that I'm playing as, or any of the older Resident Evil characters in their first games. At least there's something to actually talk about with Ethan Winters compared to those stale imitations of the characters in the older Resident Evil games. I find it funny how she's checking her steps, yet the enemies don't have to do that. So, for some reason, the enemies move faster than you. What is this Resident Evil 2 Remake garbage right here? The enemies in Resident Evil 2 Remake moved faster than you on staircases. They did not have to check their footing whatsoever. I mean, there were some occasions where they would, but there were times when they wouldn't, which was stupid. And just, like, badly designed, and it's just so incongruous with the very nature of a zombie. How the heck do zombies move faster than you on stairs? Yet they're brain dead. They're not checking exactly where they're stepping, yet they somehow move faster than you on stairs, and the characters are checking where they're stepping. What is that about? That is dumb. And I'm wondering if that's going to be an issue if I'm going to be encountering enemies on staircases, and they're going to get a cheap advantage over me. Because I'm checking where I'm stepping, yet the enemies don't have to do that. That guy's in a wheelchair, and he's somehow having no trouble getting up the stairs. He's moving at his normal speed. This developer didn't even take the time to put in some kind of subtle animation when an enemy's on a staircase. It just goes to show that anyone can design a game now, and it's just considered to be a game befitting for the PlayStation Store, or any kind of, like, big game store, or anything like that. Like, do you really want your average Joe off the street just designing these kind of games? Because if your average Joe could design any game, then games wouldn't be spectacular at all. But that's what it seems like with this game. The fact that people can be impressed by this, yet it feels like it was designed by an average Joe, and I pressed left just then, and it turned right for whatever reason. But as I was saying, the fact that anyone can be impressed by a game that could be designed by the average Joe, the only reason people would probably be, like, interested in this is because, you know, like, this guy probably had a lot of programming skills necessary to actually, like, create a better baseline game. But that's just it, a baseline game in the pre-programming stage for a game. But that's not impressive, really. Hyper armor bullshit, look at that. If Carcinogen SDA is impressed with this game, I'm gonna throw him under the bus if he actually considers this game to be good. I hate saying that because I do respect the guy, and, you know, the fact that he actually agreed on a lot of my points for Resident Evil Village is fantastic. I mean, there is some common ground there, but I doubt we'll find common ground with this game if he actually likes this game. I shouldn't have done the maternity ward first. I should have done this one. Because now these enemies are going to be a pain in the ass. That's how I get past them. That's probably the most consistent way to get past them. What do you bet this game has a trophy where you can't save at all? They must have designed this game with no save in mind. What the fuck? Why is he right there? Look at that. Garbage. Absolutely fucking garbage. That projectile almost got me. That was close. Look at this bullshit. Look, hyper armor. What is the whole point of giving them flinch animations if they're just gonna hyper armor like that? You clearly want to favor the bullshit route with your enemies, so why do you bother giving them any kind of flinch animation whenever they get hit by the nail gun? This is why I'm saying this game can't be designed with the nail gun in mind. It can't be designed with all the weapons in mind. It must be designed with the melee weapons in mind if they're going to be that negligent with their animations. Like, they must really be expecting you to do some of the stupidest turns ever to get past the bullshit phantom range or the bullshit tracking on these enemies. And it can only be done on the very first instance of getting through a room. This is still the demo. And I'm still doing stuff. Oh, he still knows. Look at that. How does he know where I am? Why do they give the enemies kind of omniscient nature in these kind of games? Wait a second. Wasn't this... Yeah, this was a passageway. I forgot about this. Combination key. It's missing a dial. I can combine that. The dials can be rotated. But I'm telling you guys, this game really feels like a PC game right now. This feels so PC in its designs, with how outdated it is, with how broken it is, with how incompetent the programming is. Like, this game actually feels like something from Dreams PS4, as I've already explained. Because I played, like, I played someone's version of Dead Space on Dreams, and it did not play very well. I mean, you moved very fast, which was cool, and you could melee while sprinting, but the animations were non-existent, and people in the comments were saying it was like the scariest thing ever compared to how Dead Space was originally. And like, are these people fucking retarded? So what? You want to just like settle with like 1% of the game done, and that is the actual game, and that's actually how the game is supposed to be? Are you serious? What a bunch of idiots. I'm guessing this has to do with something. Yeah. It won't turn, but I need to change the symbols on the key. So we have an alien, a Egyptian, and a bee. It's corresponding to... Is there something about the shapes in particular that I need to note? Like, this is a round head. We have elliptical eyes. I'm not... Or is it like... So we have a pentagon, A triangle, a circle, and I'm guessing that's just a star, and a square. This is strange. This is an interesting puzzle. I'll give it that. I'm guessing it has to correspond to this somehow. I still don't know what this corresponds to. I mean, it's an interesting puzzle, but I never really understood the whole point of puzzles in survival horror games. Like, where's the survival aspect and the horror aspect involved with these puzzles? And I question why they would design a puzzle like this. I mean, the key aspect I could totally understand, but I wonder why anyone would ever design this, you know? That's what I've never understood about the older Resident Evil games, when the environments are set out in a way where it just looks like a children's playground, and like solving puzzles, like as if I'm doing some kind of education program. Like I'm in some kind of class, and that's their way of trying to teach the students how to think, this and that. But it's like, is that really befitting for survival horror? That's what's confusing. You see that? There's like a little triangle there. It's indicating a baseline, like where I'm actually supposed to be having a reference? What does that mean? Pentagon and soldier. Is it the shape he's making when he's saluting? I'm not understanding. You know what? Is it possible that this is... Are these kind of pictures scattered around the map, maybe? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to be looking for these symbols around the map? And that's how that works? And also, like, why would they put this this enemy here? Is there something important back here? Like, there must be something important back here if they're putting him here. See, like, the flinch animation pushes him forward. It pushes him closer towards me. It's bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. It's so dumb that it works like that. So you have to give these guys the widest range possible. Oh! I got it. Alright guys, we're back. I just solved the puzzle. So, the correct solution was this. Star, triangle, and then hexagon. Now, my logic was... I think the shapes correspond to typical beliefs, or like typical facts about the symbols that we see. So like, a soldier works at the Pentagon. The Pentagon is a real thing, right? And then right here, you have the alien, the Egyptian, and the bee. So my logic was the alien comes from the stars. My original thinking was was the circle, because like aliens form crop circles, right? But that wasn't true. So the star symbol right here means that the alien came from the stars. The hexagon symbol, I believe that I don't remember what beehives look like, but don't they have like hexagonal shapes within their combs, or is it octagonal? I can't remember, but I assume the author thinks it's hexagonal. Now, as for the triangle, I don't know why it's the triangle for the Egyptian. Is it like isn't there some kind of triangular eye in Egyptian belief? That's probably what they're going for with the puzzle, but that's stupid. I don't like that at all, because there's so many other ways to rationalize like other symbols corresponding to the ones listed on the door. Like what I mentioned before with the crop circle corresponding to the alien. Or like like I don't know, like if beehives have hexagonal shapes, or I'm not too sure what the triangle could correspond to, but like there's so many other ways this could correspond to like those symbols, and it's just, I don't think that's a really good puzzle. I mean, I get what they were going for, but it was poorly communicated. That's a pretty dumb puzzle. I didn't like that at all. But let me actually turn these symbols back. Yeah, okay, it's already on there. All right. Yeah, for a first puzzle, that's not very good. It's like with Silent Hill's puzzles. Like, there's a puzzle in Silent Hill 3 where you have to have knowledge of Shakespearean tragedies if you want to do the puzzle, yet they don't provide you any kind of literature within the actual game that corresponds to Shakespeare. So it's like one version of whatever that character is from Silent Hill 3. Like, one version of that character knows Shakespearean tragedies, and then there's another version that doesn't. That kind of dichotomy that is just so immersion breaking, and it's like you're playing as two different versions of the same character. I don't like that at all. It's just that's a pretty stupid puzzle. I don't really like the way they're expecting you to solve that. There's no logic to it at all, and it's logical from what it sounded like when I was saying it, but like I said, it could just be rationalized either way. So that right there is a pretty poor puzzle. I don't like that. Like, at least the generator puzzle made a lot of sense, but that puzzle just didn't make any sense at all. With with what they were expecting you to do. Like, obviously, like, people have to know that the soldier works at the Pentagon, but then you have to rationalize the symbols on the key to somehow correspond with the symbols on the actual door, and there's so many, like, possible combinations that make sense, but they don't make sense unless you just do trial and error, which is stupid. That's a pretty bad puzzle. That's all I'll say. A hex end socket. Okay. So we already know what that corresponds to. Yeah, I'm severely disappointed with that puzzle. It's not even like a eureka moment where you thought, oh, that makes so much sense. It's just a moment where you're like, oh, that's what they're going for. But that's just that can be rationalized in so many ways. That's not a good puzzle design at all. And like I said before, these kind of like archaic and arcadey puzzle designs in survival horror games just don't make any sense. Ah, great, this guy. I might have to restart here. Yeah, I think I'm going to restart. And Carcinogen STA clearly demonstrated that you can do this game no damage. I mean, I didn't watch his video, but I imagine he had to resort to some stupid methods. Yep, nothing's changed about my thoughts towards this game. This game is still shit. This feels like a 1 out of 10 for me. Right now, with this demo. And the full game is going to be even worse. For all we know, the full game is probably going to be less than an hour. Because Resident Evil 1 Remake, when you're removing all the downtime, and you're actually speeding up all the moments where everything just takes forever to die, it feels like a 40-minute game. And it's just not justified very well. Like, this puzzle here makes a lot of sense. You look at the pendant, and you actually see like the time, and that makes a lot of sense. But that puzzle with the symbol door, that's a dumb puzzle. I hate it. The solution for it just doesn't make any sense. And it just could be rationalized in so many ways. Alright, you can go into the waiting room right now. Totally should have done that before. So I'm guessing what the developers are expecting you to do is you need to go into this room immediately and get what you need. Because if you don't go through the room immediately, you're just going to get ambushed by the enemies. So I need to do that right now. So I'm guessing the morphine is always going to be in those medicine cabinets. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, this is where you use it. Okay, so you got to go into the waiting room in order to use that. So I have to get rid of the enemies in order to do it. Or there's probably some other stupid way, because I know for sure this is going to be designed with melee weapons in mind. If it's classic survival horror. They're probably expecting you to take a lot of damage if you're going to be doing that, though. Which, when you look at Resident Evil 1 Remake, like, the game has a trophy where you can beat it without using any other weapon except for the knife. And you have to not use defensive items, or stomps, or lighter fuel. But the gameplay, it looks so stupid when you're doing it like that. And if that's what the developers are expecting you to do, then they have no respect for their own game. They really have no respect for what a good game is. If they're having to make the player do such like unorthodox and just downright stupid strategies to get a run like that done. And the fact that they put a trophy for it as well, that means that they QA tested to see if the game was designed with that restriction in mind, but it's only really designed for that restriction when you're using it with the old controls. If you're doing it with the tank controls, you won't get through the game very easily, and you'll have to spam healing items like crazy if you want to survive, which is dumb. Alright, so I've just gone into the settings menu of my PlayStation, and I've adjusted my microphone level so it's a little bit louder on the video. It was at half for whatever reason, I don't know why. Oh, it's probably because I played with my friend, that's why. And he said it was a little loud. So maybe that's why I was sounding a little soft in the video. But right now, the game is really forcing me to take a very rigid approach where I have to go to all those rooms previously and get the stuff. Because if I don't, I'll have to deal with a bunch of enemies. And people like to compliment Resident Evil 1 Remake for having a lot more flexibility than just forcing you on one rigid path. But when you're actually getting through the game in an optimized route, you're going to be taking one path. And right now, this game, it feels like it's forcing me to take one specific path, because if I don't, I'll get screwed by the enemies, which are already badly designed. Like, the game is using the poor designs to justify the path that I should be taking, which is stupid. That right there, it's just like, it's like the developer is trying to... they're trying to sadistically poke fun at me by forcing me to go down this one path. And that right there is really retarded. This running animation will always look stupid. Oh, what, this game doesn't have the whole feature where you can hold X to go through doors? Come on. If you're going to be taking influences from Resident Evil 1 Remake, at least take that good aspect, which is the ability to hold X to go through doors. I mean, Resident Evil 3 had this feature, the original version. But I know Ballback Soup is going to be so impressed with this game, because he's always impressed with shit games. The guy has no standard. It doesn't take much to impress Ballback Soup, even when the game looks actually stupid. And it clearly shows that the person developing the game, or the mod, just... they did it with such a level of immaturity and lack of impulse control that it really reflects in the gameplay, but he doesn't recognize that. See, fucking bullshit! Why would you design an enemy type like this that can use the flinch animations to... and look at that, hyper armor. God, that is seriously a retarded enemy design. I've never seen anything so stupid like that. Aside from Bella from Resident Evil Village. But Resident Evil Village is miles better than this game, for sure. At least it doesn't favor so much bullshit with its enemies. Like, the bullshit is there on Village of Shadows difficulty, for sure. But this game has really one-upped the bullshit that Resident Evil Village has, because it's designed by a toddler. Literally, it is literally designed by a toddler. This game. I'm so glad this is the demo. So I'm starting to think I shouldn't get the full game. I'm really starting to think that. Yeah, they're just ignoring me. Oh shit. You see how they use the flinch animation to move forward? That is so dumb. And then there's all that hyper armor crap. Like, you're gonna give them the ability to move forward while they're flinching, and you want to give them hyper armor? Are you kidding me? See, look! Bullshit! Such fucking bullshit! Like, oh my god. That's just like the dogs from Resident Evil 1 Remake, where they have the ability to turn in midair while they're doing their jump attack, yet it's physically impossible to turn in midair. But because it's a game, they're able to do that. God. Seriously. What did I just do? I pressed circle to reload, right? Fucking bullshit. Like, look at that! You're forcing me to kill the enemies with severely underpowered weapons. Weapons that serve more as a hindrance than an actual help when they make the enemies flinch and they move forward, and then you force them to get hyper armor, so my shots mean nothing. Is this really what you want to go for with a survival horror game? Are you kidding me? This game's an insult to good survival horror games. Like, it has only the superficial aspects of classic survival horror, and unfortunately not any of the depth with modern survival horror. And just think as well, this game's going to probably have difficulties on the main game, and it's probably going to be a hard difficulty. And what do you bet they'll remove all flinch animations entirely, and then they'll make it where like the enemies can just teleport towards you whenever they flinch, and then they just attack you, and then they'll use their phantom range to their advantage in order to get the drop on you. It's just, that's probably what they're going to go for with the highest difficulty. That is exactly what they'll go for with the highest difficulty. But I'm just going to go through this one more time. The next time I die, I'm just going to turn this off, and I'll just come back to it the next day, because I've definitely noticed that whenever it's late on my end. My commentary isn't the best, and I really noticed this in my Resident Evil Village blind playthrough. And, you know, I said after Moreau's boss fight I was going to turn the game off, but I didn't. And I said I felt like I was hyped to play the game again, but that was definitely a big mistake on my part. I don't know what I was thinking with choosing to continue on from there. Because I didn't show any emotion, I didn't have interesting dialogue to say. All because I was just feeling so down with how much Moreau just broke my soul as a Resident Evil player. And I should have just stopped the blind playthrough right there and just continued the next day. That would have been a lot smarter. But I don't know what I was thinking. Before I go over there, what's over here? Because I keep skipping this room. Locked from the other side. Okay, nothing important. When did this game even release? I think it released a couple of months ago. I'll have to see when I get the chance. This running animation just looks so goofy. I'll never stop saying it. It looks so stupid with the way she runs. Let me actually see when this game released. It released on August 27th. So it's about a month old. That is pathetic. Modern design rate, like we're in the modern generation of games, and you want to settle with the shitty design that is so befitting for like 70s era style of games, where games just played like shit. I don't even know when the first game released. I know the first video game was E.T. Terrestrial, but just the mentalities that went into this game, they feel like they're befitting for that era of games, and it's just, that's when games were nothing back then. When games played like shit, there were so many like problems with the game. But they still went with it. This is an absolute mockery of survival horror. And there I go. I'm sinking deeper into a monotone voice because of how late it is and with how much I'm not enjoying this right now. So I'm definitely going to stop this right here once I die, so I can actually come back to this game with a better mood and actually show a little bit more emotion. God damn it, I skipped the heart again. Oh, what? Why is he attacking me now? That's odd. His hit didn't register on me. That was weird. Was that because I got iframes after the recoil animation, or I somehow got iframes while I was quick turning? I doubt it was the latter case. Wow, great fucking design. It looks like the crowbar has a better stun against them. And of course I can't move. And I died. Of course, because that move is impossible to avoid. Why give him the melee attack? Just make him do nothing but that move, and we'll see how balanced the game is. We'll see how much of a survival horror game this feels like. I mean, that's probably suitable for classic survival horror, because classic survival horror is all about bullshit. But this concludes this part of the blind playthrough right here, and I'll be back when I get the chance. So thank you all for watching, and you take care now.